one of them. Hello, beautiful fellow human beings. So, got a moment to myself a little bit here. So, I was watching some Lefty Cray videos and making some more deceivers. Made this one for my dad so he could see how they're tied. And I was just doing it arse backwards. A beautiful little strawberry baby. However, I really want some more length to the tail, and ooh. Looks like a scary movie. Just the light is really white, so flushes out a lot. But I really like the color combination. I'm gonna try to get the feathers to lay a little more cheeky. And just gonna continue working on some more deceivers. So what Lefty does, I wrote a little cheat sheet, just the order of operations kind of, I forget a lot. So he starts by making a bump back here. I really should grab my computer so I can watch along. He says this bump is really good for any saddles that you're adding to a hook. I'm just trying to see exactly where I started on the hook. Here, let me zoom this in a little bit. Good morning indeed. Finally got a little bit of time to myself, which that's not what I'm looking for or anything. I know stuff's really stressful in these parts. However, between the TV and see, my mom and I are pretty quiet talkers, but my dad's a very loud talker, like really loud, and his throat is really hurting him, so I've been trying to just, ooh, I keep hitting that. Trying to just stay relaxed as much as possible. You know what? I'm gonna put this, that's why I love fly tying. You can just backtrack when need be. I just want that bump a little bit farther back. And I have a larger hook. I really want to make my dad a huge one. What's happening? But I really want to get back into practice because I haven't been tying deceivers in a minute. Just kind of tying whatever my hands want to, I suppose, as soon as that bend starts. I think that might be, I think I just up a little bit too much. Nice shelf. I do want to get some chartreuse, but not as thick as this stuff. And some orange. Working on getting a black bucktail. Do some pure, some pure black ones. Alright, I'm backtracking. I gotta make a little shelf or else I just slip all over the place. They've been busy next door, I tell you what. My dad is just very stubborn, alright? He's supposed to be resting, and the stream I did outside, tying flies, and I was showing that tool desk. I was like, oh, I love it so much, this and that. Well, they took it out, but I got a chunk of it. I could grab it real quick. Let me just grab it. So, my dad usually always has a Sawzall charge by the door. So, I just grabbed the Sawzall. Let me zoom out. And just cut me a piece of it. Because this is generations. So, my grandpa, my dad, me. So many projects and things were made on this. It was a huge tool desk. But I just cut me a little piece. Maybe have it in the garden or something. But really neat to see all that. And I tried to grab the piece that had the most on it. I was just gonna cut a tiny piece and maybe lacquer it and hang it, but grabbed a big old chunk. And a really old mirror broke back there, but the glass is gorgeous, so I'm trying to get some mortar, I believe. Is it mortar? For, oh, it's not zoomed in. Hello. So I have not prepared any feathers. Jeez. One day I'll do that. I did find, though, a receipt organizer, and I might try to use that to prepare some feathers. Nice colors, though. I'm not too proud of the flash. I'm trying to get some better quality flash in pearl, but I really do like the color combination, kind of like watermelon or strawberry shortcake. And just want a longer tail on it. All right, goodness time. Oh, big old back. Oh, okay. Really short on white hackle feathers, but thank God I have a few packs just from picking up at craft stores. And gonna definitely try to get some better quality, like strong or something, because it is a little tedious digging through the craft feathers so much, which, you know, not complaining too much, but okay, so 1 hook, 2 hook, this will be here. Yeah, that looks better. So let me cut this one. Kind of have that as the size I'm looking for. Yeah, I would definitely want to get some better quality hackles eventually. I was doing real good at, you know, acquiring materials, but not overdoing it, because very expensive. I've definitely bled myself dry, but however, I require very little in like day-to-day life, so God forbid if there wasn't food. There's so much growing. Like, come on, some reef fish and purslane salad. You know, I could eat that any day of the week. Not every day of the week, apparently, but don't want kidney stones. And reef fish, it has that toxin. If anybody knows more about that. All right, so these are all goods. Really want to get some black bucktail, because I do have a good amount of black hackle feathers, as well as some more white. Oh, these ones are like attached. They just throw anything in these bags, but I'm thankful for that, because this little patch was in a bag and the rest of them are just like chewed up. But it's okay. Alright, these look nice. It's just there's very few that are long enough to kind of avoid all of this fluff getting up in there. Which sometimes I find it helps the movement, like undulating marabou fluff, but then if there's just like a little too much, it just gets like matted. I need to go grab another scrap bin too. Alright, that's a little misshapen. This one could go in the center. It's just chewed up at the tip, just a little unsightly, but ain't nothing. I'm gonna grab real quick code. Hey, Global Reset, how you doing today? Up way earlier, or on way earlier, but My parents are at the dentist. My dad needs to have a release signed so he can start radiation. Just checking to make sure no cavities or anything like that. And hopefully we'll be getting everything started in the next few days because time is not something my dad has. I mean, nobody has a lot of time, unfortunately. Would you live in slow motion if it meant living forever? Or do you even want to live forever? I used to tell people, I've been going to a Buddhist center, any spot really, any denomination, church, anything. I like going and listening to ancient texts. Dope as hell to me. So, any denomination, any religion, and I really used to frequent a Tibetan Buddhist temple. The art is absolutely incredible. And oh, I need a cup of water. Put these feathers in and bigger garbage. Alright, bigger garbage. Trying to avoid making too much of a mess back here. Ooh. Alright, so gotta try to line up these feathers. I really want to find some good quality hackle feathers. If there's any fly tires. Is Complete or Complete Angler? Don't know why I keep saying Complete. That's what it looks like it says, but Complete Angler, did they shut down? That's where I get my glue because they have a point system. So every dollar you spend, you get that much in points. And then one day you get 25 bucks off. Hey, that's a bucktail. And just the last few days, their site's been down or something. I haven't really found a better way of pinching these together. I just kind of get the tip with the others and pinch that and then lay it straight. Try to. Like that. And Lefty says if you twist it, like some will go one way and some will go the other way. I haven't succeeded in that. They all just go away. Grab one more. It's our little dinky. This side maybe. Okay. Excuse me. I'll clean that up in a second here. Just want to make sure everything's straight. I can start ripping some of this off. One day I'll get better at workflow, if you know what I mean. Like, because I do want to get some lead on this. So let me just make it so at least I can see. Oh. I'm going to drive some glue in here and then wrap some lead. I know lead first, well, I don't know, but like I assume, and I've heard that a few times. However, for this specifically, he gets the hackles on. I'm going by the DVD, Whitewater, White River DVD. It's a few Lefty Cray patterns, and he shows how to tie them. And it's like, when you get to this point, you can add lead. I was like, okay. Alright, let me zoom this out a little bit, because it's a larger fly. I appreciate that global reset. Got a little out of practice. So much going on, but that's okay. Alright. So I got a little bit of, alright, maybe I'm gonna backtrack and put the lead there. Just don't want it to get too lumpy. Boy, do I miss my scissors. So I was watching a video. I guess there's a new, they went ahead and really bans TikTok. Wasn't sure. And I saw everyone was using it like an actual Red Book or something. Forgot what it was called already. But it's just too funny. Because I feel like trying to stick it to someone by, well, fine, I'll just use this, but then they go on that, and it's not, I guess, just not what they expect. Yeah, every inch of the planet, like, has different people. It's beautiful, but not everyone thinks the same. I mean, if they did, we'd be like all wearing freaking gray skin suits and like all have names like Z3 or something. I don't know. But you know what I mean? The differences is what so much is born from. Not a bad thing. I have a friend that lives in China. He loves it. He's lived there over 10 years. He's an English teacher. He does some stand-up comedy. Every day I say a little prayer that he'll make a YouTube channel. Swear to God. It's... Okay, got a little bit of lead. And if I could stash some other places, I will. But, ooh, getting low. It's like the brush is no longer. And squeegee that in there, all up in there. For salt water. So, let me get nice and strong. Gonna take these to point and inlet. So wish I had a larger family right now. Was large, but everyone kind of fell apart. Kind of blame this wretched creature for that, but that's neither here nor there. But boy, I am, you know, I am at one with my opinions, and they're subject to change. My opinions change more than I change clothes. It's very fluid opinions, and that's how they should be. Opinions are not facts. As my opinion stands. Wretched creature. Anywho, hope everyone's having a beautiful day today. This is a little... Let me try. If this helps keep it in focus, I'll keep it on, because... Oh my gosh. I saw a huge mess that I made. I'm gonna throw some of the thicker head cement just to go through that lead. Kind of tidy it up a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out how to make that a little neater. So I told my parents that it would be like nice to have a little spot to stream. I said I could use that apartment back there, so I'm gonna try to get it deep cleaned, and then we'll be back on track for daily streams around 5 p.m. Ooh. Nice and glued throughout. I really like squeegeeing it in there. So now I gotta get some luscious pearl. I so wish there was a shop locally, because been trying to find some people that want to trade maybe supplies for other supplies or for things that I could come across here in Florida. Because, yeah, it's gonna get to that point eventually. So let me just see. I might do either the same color combination as last night, or perhaps change it up a little bit. Yeah. This time I'm not gonna cut them as short. Sometimes my hands forget that Crystal Flash has a little stretch to it. At least this stuff does. Oh man, Global Reset. I highly appreciate that. And please do never hesitate if there's anything. Sometimes I don't know what to post at time. But I want to make maybe like an external Kento window that's like a chat room that like doesn't have to be live, so people could be a little more just chilling. Exchanging ideas. God, it's more important than ever, especially The last few weeks I have not even been able to read a sentence. That's how it's brutal. So I'm going to also throw some so go all the way up. Trying to learn how to tie deceivers, specifically with lead. Make them nice and heavy. But haven't really been able to adequately stash it without having so much. But I'm really wanting to do a black stripe on one. Maybe I'll just do Grizzly Classic. What happened? I slip or something? Oh, yeah, I did. Let me just tack this on real quick. Beautiful. Tack on the other side, then tighten. Added these a little sooner so those could rest atop the lead. Try to get them even. About one little tug and that should be it. Let me just one more little tug and that'll be it. Beautiful. I'll go up. Heard a song on the radio that just repeated over and over again, if it was up, then it was stuck. And I didn't understand. Did they get bit by one of those snakes? I just, okay. Come on, let me think. Trying to neaten this up a little bit, so I'm definitely gonna throw some glue. Okay, that's fine. Gonna add some glue to get that a little neat looking. And then, here, get that in there. Squeegee, squeegee. Nice and sturdy. Close that little gap up. I love this thread. It feels indestructible. Now, for the start of the show, it's looking mighty fine. Actually, adding a collar for some body and structure to make it look like a fatty treat. Like as is would look pretty. I get some bucktail. Which definitely blasting through. I'm even just regular crafts like pom-poms and glue. I always that fear started when I moved to the swamps, because if you need material, you're not gonna find it. All right, so we're gonna add this to the bottom first. Maybe angled down a little bit. Alright, so bottom buck, then top buck, then gill, and then the chartreuse. So I'm got a nice little tuft. You get any fluff. Oop, lost it. Just getting that fluff out. Well past the hook. Well past. And this side always gets me. Let me get some thick glue on it so it's a little bit more grabby. Just until my hands are better at this part. Be able to see that in a second. Alright. Get that glue off. Flip her back up. And there's that bottom portion. There's that bottom portion. I really appreciate that global reset because I personally don't know any fly tires, and hoping to one day. Even just get like a group of local people that, you know, when everyone's off, or I'll meet at a certain spot for any place that, well, don't really need to have a grill, could just bring one. I really am trying to get, my shopping list is astronomical. There's so many like little things. But one of like the high ticket items, if you will, $200, but I think it's really worth it. Electric walk, a walk. I really want to get into trying more types of fish, and I think a walk will use the least amount of oil, and could fry any size fish in it. Could fry a few little bait fish up to a huge, massive one. And the electric ones you could plug in anywhere. You know, doesn't require too much power, and it's perfect heat distribution. So let me just grab my cheat sheet real quick. Bottom buck, top buck, red gill. I have a little cheat sheet. I just wrote down the order of operations, if you will. And so made the bump, added the saddles, added the flash. Now got the top or bottom buck down. Now we add a tuft a buck to the top. Not too much. Doesn't require too much at all. Very, very sturdy fibers to begin with. And that tuft of chartreuse at the end, just, oh, very beautiful. I really want to make some jewelry in this color combination. It's not a combination I would have thought up on my own. the barred grizzly with the opalescent, pearlescent flash, and the chartreuse and white. It's just really beautiful combination. So, get that glue ready. I'm gonna have to sweep back here anyway. Got feathers and fur everywhere, but that's alright. Hope the lighting is a little better. Going to be kind of renovating there's like a little apartment space back there. So gonna try to get that cleaned up and use that for kind of a little flying studio while here. Will or code could use it for office. Just gonna close that cap with it. Nice fatty, look like it looks filling. These deceivers. I'm not the best at tying them yet, but I'll get there. Oh no! I hear my mom, I think. My party is over. I love my parents, but you know, nobody could burn out right now. All the phone calls are too important. So everybody needs whatever they need to like relax. Very important. And I am a very quiet, like, introvert in real life, so I just need silence. Not really. Like blasting music, then a little bit of silence, and my mom's like, I can't sleep, this and that. Every time I check in on her, she is up watching TV. Like, you just have to turn the TV off, and she's like, and just what, turn it off? And she just looked shocked. It was pretty funny. See, I used to not be able to sleep without TV, but then living on my own for so long and not having a TV, I can't sleep with the TV on. Well, I can, I just zone out into it. I'm not really paying attention to it. Greatly depends. If my thoughts are racing, I'll pay attention to what is being said on the TV. And if they're not, I just, find the quiet spot in the back of my skull and chill there for a little bit. Which I'm not even trying to sound nuts or anything. I'm not the biggest fan of sleep. It's not like, I like it, fine, or whatever, but, more so, a huge fan of being able to have a second to think and, like, close my eyes and not have to respond to anything and just let thoughts go by. Meditation, if you will, but, at least meditation, like, still people be like, hey, I see you sitting there, what's up? But sleeping, nobody's gonna bug you, so. And I don't mean bug like, annoy or anything. It's just, we're human beings who need quiet time. I'm trying to get my dad into quiet time, because he is, like, very social, and seemingly needs to socialize, like, at every time of the day, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a social person. But it is important to know how to, like, calm yourself and, like, and get the fluff out. Did I not get the fluff out? Maybe that's why it felt so different. I don't think I defluffed the first little pinch. It's just a little bit on this stuff. Not like under fur or anything like that. Just some shorter fibers. Alright. Get some of that thick stuff on there. code. Yeah, I finally made it on. The tripod was, as soon as I went to hit to turn on the tripod, it was dead and my tear duct started to react. Because my dad's supposed to be resting, so he's like in the living room a lot. Which is right there. It's a small little Florida house, so it's not like there's a bunch of rooms to disappear to or anything like that. Small little Florida house. Okay. Shoot! I forgot the gills. It's okay. We could add them after. Guess we got a little bit smoothing to do because deer hair and bucktail loves to stick up and poke out. And it's not the biggest deal. I mean, I feel like it actually is a big deal, but I don't know. So I said loose wraps to hold it back a little bit if it flares out. But loose, because if you do it tight, it's just gonna flare back out. Now tighten. Okay, so let me throw some gills up on this boy. And we got a bunch of scraps right here. I'll just get some fresh. These scraps for something else. Where is it? Grab a bit of red. Okay, screw it. I guess that wasn't my parent. Yeah, everybody just needs a calm day eventually. Today they had to do a dentist appointment, but it was at 12 until the lady called back and was like, oh, can we put you in for 11 instead? And I was in the corner like, no. But before they heard me, they're like, yeah, that's fine, that's perfect. We're morning people. And I'm like, ah! Because I haven't got really a moment to sit down or to think, catch up with my own like thoughts and stuff. Beautiful. Got a nice weighted deceiver. Now, the one I made last night was 90 ounces, or sorry, 60 ounces, and unweighted, they're about 40 ounces. Oh. Got a deceiver for you here. And then wet, go wet it. Tie it off a little bit. And cement it. Oh my god, the heads on these when they're cemented is really beautiful. 2 layers of the, like one, yeah, cement's fine, it's really sturdy, but throw 2 layers on and it looks just like UV resin. Or I'm just not the best at tying, oh, shite. Tying the larger ones off. Thank God for head cement, because it just gets a little messy feeling. Because wrapping around something so large, just not too used to it yet. Sometimes I try to wrap these all the way back And then this one, I think I'm going to keep it to the front. And cement. And I'm just going to let that penetrator dry a hair before adding some more. The gills came out nice. A deceiver pattern. I'll wet this really nice body shape. It looks just like a bait fish when it's wet. So this will be nice and tapered. And then you got the excellent movement of the tail. I don't know what I'm doing here. Just trying to push it all together. But I'll wet one. And a few of the videos that show how to tie them will show underwater swimming, and they're gorgeous. So I think the thing I would change on this one maybe is there's always something that like I want to improve. I think maybe just the chartreuse comes down just a hair lower on this side. And stuff like that, I'm not sure how vital it is, but it drives my eyes nuts. Dang it. But kind of rushed through because you know, I think today's Friday, so tomorrow should be nice and calm, hopefully. Yeah, right. Yeah, Lena's just very high strung. And so I knew it was gonna be like hyper exhaustion. Because the phone calls are, you have to make the phone calls. Like sometimes I'll accidentally call the same office twice, all kinds of like little mess-ups. I love this, it's so simple, but it's a little foam disc you could put on your vise and it just holds the, sorry, I'm a little out of it today. I keep saying that. I don't think I'll ever be awake ever again. So that's okay. Tied some nice little guys the last few days. This last one. Those are failed attempts at a snail. The hackle just is totally off and not even, but that's alright. Practice. I really like these bait fish, kind of like inspired by seducers and grubbers. And the purple bait boys. But yeah. Hey Loki, how you been? Your dad also ate his, oh my god. So my dad has a breathing treatment thing, and it's these little capsules you put in the machine and you crush it and you inhale the vapor inside the capsules. But I guess I was getting ready for the dentists and stuff, so everybody was moving around and he might have just had it in his hand a little too long and just like, then he just swallowed and he's like, oh my god. I guess he's done it before and he said he was fine. And Code looked it up. I think he was in the middle of a meeting when I called. Code looked it up and said that it should be fine. I mean, obviously the treatment won't work, but not like a life or death mistake or something like that. So that was good. Couldn't believe it. It is just like a little capsule. Where am I gonna put? Oh. Dangerous with these feathers. But trying to get all this scrap off real quick because I'm losing stuff under it. Okay. This big bucket and just push it all in. When sometimes need just like a tuft of something or some like hackle fibers or marabou fluff, and it's all right here. I usually keep something on top like a box just to keep things from flying around. But don't have a fan back here, so don't have to worry about it. Oh, also code that AC and heat work. Everything's fixed. Old unit. I mean, the thing has to be from like the 60s, 70s. All fixed. I wanted to show you all these. Missing a lot of stones, however, when I was a kid, someone gifted me these. And it's just abalone. Got a bird. And my favorite, which I have a few of the stones that I meant to, like, attach again. I gotta keep looking out for them. This is one of my favorite things. Code knows how much I'm really into articulated fish. Like the little charms and stuff. And I really wish they gave it to me because I tell you what, I've never lost a scale. This is my baby. But I'm just being a little shite head. And did find a wire brush. I just used this to clean the AC, so yeah, it's just us now. Probably whip up another deceiver. I want to have a few. I'm gonna be using them at Boynton Inlet. So code maybe this weekend we could do Boynton Inlet and bring the drone and stuff. My dad really wants to go and just think more hands on deck will make it more possible. Cause definitely in rough shape. He just wants to go to chill and watch. He doesn't think he could handle a pull right now. That's why I am trying to find a saltwater setup for my dad because his back is shot. But maybe like for sand perch and stuff, just pulling up the line, it might be fine. And could do that from a chair if need be. Or maybe the old school fly poles where the line is the same length as the rod itself and just whip it back and forth. I don't know. There's got to be a solution. I was also looking when we were getting the boat fixed, but the boat's probably going to be sold for bills and stuff. But then looking for getting that fixed, was going to try to find a used one of those reels that reel it in for you, but could reel in huge fish. Because I like pier fishing fine and seawall fishing and all that, but my dad definitely prefers being on a boat. And because I tell you what, the Gulf Stream is the closest here than just about anywhere else in the state, and it goes right through about I think 5 or 9 miles out, and you're in the Gulf Stream. You can see giant freighters traveling along it, and incredible. And but in that you just need the I don't know what they're called, the automatic poles or reels that reel in like even massive fish. I know they're expensive, and but that's something, because it's really just getting out there and bringing back fish, because we got fish out there that will feed us for a long time. And the things I'm focusing on more are the smaller fish, but also just want to get out there. One of my favorite fish that I've never caught is a blackfin tuna. They're gorgeous. Any tuna's gorgeous. The coolest fish, they look like hot air balloons or something, and like zeppelins, and they have the coolest looking fish. They look like torpedoes. Really, just stunning. And the serrated backs, like, real cool. And really want to do some bass fishing with my dad to get the peacocks, because peacocks were only introduced here in the 90s. Gorgeous fish. If I had to pick 2 fish, one for each water, and I don't know that many fish. I should know more. But if I had to pick 2, like, coloring, well, strawberry grouper is one, but I'm talking like 2 color combinations, like peacock bass with the green, yellow, and orange, and mahi mahi with that vibrant turquoise blue with the lime green. Really beautiful fish. And strawberry grouper is really pretty with those like fluorescent orange speckles, and hogfish. But hogfish, when they're swimming in their, like, anytime I see someone catch a hogfish, like they have really big wide mouths. But when you swim with them, they have the most like delicate, beautiful eyes. And their mouths, I've never seen their mouths extended out and about swimming. I just see them pecking on stuff. And really beautiful. And the things on top of their head moving around in the current, just incredible looking fish. And every single one I've ever seen is very different, like very different colors. And really beautiful fish. I know I've eaten hogfish before, but the never caught one. I it's probably a really dumb thing to say, but I would probably release a hogfish. That's how into them I am. They're just so beautiful. And same thing with parrotfish. And like, I think all fish are beautiful, like barracudas even. However, like, I really want to try barracuda really bad. And I'm not sure if I had it when I was younger, but that's one fish that I really, really, really want to try and try to catch. It's one of the fastest fish I know of. And there's another fish that's just like torpedoes. And when you swim with them, they're pretty dang motionless. Like, I can't even see their face. Like, it's one of the funniest looks. But, God, they do make my heart pump down there sometimes, because I do try to get pictures of them. And they're so used to people swimming around. I don't wear anything shiny or anything like that. But they'll just, like, turn. And, it's incredible how fast and how still they can be. And it's pretty immense. Should turn that lamp back on. Oh, it feels so good. Oops. Yeah, I made a little hump to stand on. I don't, for the life of me, know why it feels like the hump is taller under the hook. Every time I try to make a bump, it always feels so flush on the top, but then it's really sticking up at the bottom. But it just needs a little hump to keep the feathers. I don't know. Trying to think if there's anything else. I'm trying to really find some married quills. I asked if Complete Angler was on, unless I don't like asking people for materials, but they did ask what materials I was looking for specifically. And I don't want to say like literally anything. So I was gonna see maybe if I could trade like for just like one pair of married quills, if they have any. For some reason, that's one of the hardest things. Can't find any on Amazon. Obviously, fly tying shops, however, I can't really wait for the shipping right now. Everything in my life is up in the air right now. And shipping sometimes takes about 2 weeks. And I really want to check out this craft store for feathers. Feathers have been absolute nightmare tracking down. They go so quick on eBay, so I'll find a pelt, because I have been trying to find pelts, and it'll be gone. There's so many pelts though, it's so hard to choose. I really need to find, like, I don't know, fly tying group locally, because I know there has to be one, at least one in Palm Beach County, but it would be so sick to be able to like carpool to fly shop or to craft stores with and poke around and see all the stuff that would be ideal. And like craft supplies come out, like new ones come out every day. I know, because I am 100% certain that I will never be able to afford like a car or a house or tits. No, just kidding. But because there's just so many craft supplies out there and tools and gosh, machinery. Like you could get a CNC or CDC cutter. CNC or CDC? CNC. CDC is something. But I'll be real. It feels good to just sit here for a second because my dad can't talk really well. So as soon as I hear him like say something, I gotta run in. Because he also, his back is bad. Shattered discs in his spine, bad hip, hernia coming out of his chest, like bad, like a football size. The squamous cell carcinoma, or cancers in the back of his throat at the base of his tongue, and one lung, and like his whole jaw. It's I've been actively like trying to separate myself from this situation because like I'm a very family oriented person, even though my family is very small and chaotic, but I'm really sentimental and really aware of how short life is and how fast time goes by. So it's just can't, like, I could say everything out loud. Like I could say stuff out loud and not like think about it, if that makes sense. I've always been that way. Like cry my eyes out in a corner to some Elliott Smith or something, but I just I don't know. I like bottle everything and just like stash it. And I was the third daughter of a really tough guy that really wanted a son. So I was kind of, like, I had Barbies, but I also had dirt bikes. And like we were never rich or anything like that. But like my dad would find like it was a used dirt bike. Had it for a few years and then traded it for two Porsches from the 80s. Two 80s Porsches. One for parts and one to use the said parts on. And they were nice. But then he traded those. Damn. I want my dirt bike. But I used to have the most intense spots to bring the dirt bike that just don't exist anymore. It's all mass housing. One was this huge forest, and in the dead center of the forest was a mud pit, and then there was a lake. Across the canal there was this huge like dugout that you could go down with the four-wheeler or dirt bike, and I was on the back of a four-wheeler and it started sinking in the mud forest, and I just remember my dad trying to go in like to follow because just was driving around the forest, and he was just like, oh no, I'll be back. And I just remember the four-wheeler sinking until about like one of the handles was sticking up and maybe like a part of the wheel covering on the front, and the dude, because I was a kid, just picks me up and I just grab into a tree. There's a bunch of trees, and pulled it out somehow. I don't remember too much that part because I was a kid and I was just like, this is the most badass day I've ever lived in my life. Still have a scar down my leg because the sugar sands really soft and slipped, but after the motor was running like all day, so it was burning hot, and it just burnt the shite out of my leg. And I don't know if anybody noticed, because every time I bring that part up, they're like, I didn't know that. But I did used to conceal injuries a lot. Like, I broke a toe when I was a kid and never told anybody, and that's why one is, like, different and unique with its own personality and secrets. But, let me get some more coffee. Out of milk! The pain. Severe pain. Okay, so I got some black coffee because I had milk. I haven't been putting sugar in my coffee or anything, just milk. I'm trying to cut down sugar because everything has it. And yeah, got some strange stories and amazing facts. I got this book from the library. Weak chins, strong characters, foolish aristocrat. Oops. I almost said aristocrats, like the movie. Foolish aristocrats are sometimes mocked as chinless wonders. The idea that strength or weakness of character is shown by a person's chin. That's not very nice. Melody for the I used to love these books, so just random info. Oh, that's gorgeous. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but Room Zero collection. Very cool. I'm working on a logo. Not a logo, but a little something. Because I want to put cards around town for jewelry, vintage, antiques, and stuff like that. Which every day I get a little closer to my dad reopening the antique room. And yeah, but so trying to make it like 1950s, kind of pin-up-y, well, you know, like the style. Not the body shape, but pin-up popsicle stick. Storm Razor and Monk's Rose. Let me read this real quick. That's intense. Seagoing men, as far apart as Scandinavia and the Orient, once told stories of strange creature, of a strange creature that could raise storms. They called it the sea monk or sea bishop. The sea monk of Norway was a small, normally harmless animal, despite its frightening appearance. Is it raining? It got its name from its monk's cowl and tonsured head. It had fins for arms and a human face, although of a crude kind. The Far Eastern variety is sometimes referred to as a sea bonze. A bonze, or bones, is a Buddhist monk. Sailors feared it, for as we all... What? Oh, sailors feared it, for as well as causing storms, it sometimes attacked their junks and capsized them. Sailors prefer... Why can't I read anymore? Sailors performed a ritual dance whenever a sea monk threatened. On every junk, there was at least one deckhand who was specially trained to ward off the creature by waving a stick decked in red streamers. It has been suggested that the sea monk was conjured up by imaginative seamen who had glimpsed skates or rays. Their underside, with strangely shaped gills and mouth, bears a faint resemblance to a deformed human's face. You all know the underside of like a stingray, the little gremlin face. I love them. But yeah, the sea bishop was one of several creatures conjured up as seamen, possibly after glimpsing the strange underside of skates and rays. And you could see the clear correlation. I could definitely see that as being the underside of a skate. Now this, I'm not too sure. The sea monk was frightening to look at, but rather inoffensive. Sailors believed its one fault was a tendency to raise storms. Sea serpent. Oh, I didn't know that they were known to be hairy. This animal with a hairy neck and undulating coils by a 19th century artist closely resembles modern ideas and even photographs of the Loch Ness Monster, which my favorite theory on that is whale penis. Greedy Gulo, one of the most useful and mythical beasts, was the Gulo of northern Sweden, which looked like a big dog with a cat's face. Inset. According to Olaus Magnus, Archbishop of Uppsala in 1555, the Swedes used its thick brown hair to tie flies. No, I'm just kidding. To make cups. Brown hair to make caps. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. He used its thick brown hair to make caps. Its guts for strings for musical instruments. Its hooves to cure vertigo and earache. But he said the ghoul had one fault, a ferocious appetite. He devours so much that, finding a straight, narrow passage between trees, he passes between them that may discharge his body by violence. The myth may have been based on the gluttonous Wolverine, but what does that mean? He devours so much that, finding a straight, narrow passage between trees, he passes between them that he may discharge his body by violence. And the little image shows it stuck in a tree. Are people ready to attack? I'm guessing. I don't know. Hey. Oh, I appreciate that, Mark. Yeah, I've been wanting to, see, I've been wanting to read out loud more because, just stuttering over words, but that remedies itself really quick, with practice and just reading out loud. And there's so many books that I want to read. I have a lot of Florida folklore and random Florida facts books I've been really wanting to sit down long enough to read through. And Jack of all trades. I used to call myself a jackass of all trades. I haven't really mastered anything. Like crochet or embroidery, needlepoint, like metalwork or anything. Dabble. Used to dabble a lot in crafts. And just kind of make the stuff that like pops into my mind or that I want. Because I feel like there's, you know, sometimes dang, I need to make this random inanimate object. And I leave a lot of leeway in my own mind. I jokingly say I don't ask myself many questions. Because one of the most magical parts to living life as a human to me is just the fact that we have ideas to begin with. And ideas that just seemingly pop out of nowhere. And I think like anybody who does any form of repair work or art, like, you know, and like solutions, it's really, really cool. I wish there was more stuff based around just ideas and like the magic of having them. Oh, bitter. I made it really strong, so it's, yeah. So got the hump down, need some feathers. Really can't wait to tie this one. Uh-oh, did I lose? Is that what dropped? Something dropped. I never went and got it. I got a mop back here too. I have so much to do. I would kill for a sibling right now. I'm not even kidding. Well, I am. But, like, even I'll take a cousin. Just somebody. And most of my friends are out of state now, or just can't talk about anything except how much they hate somebody. And I just don't have the energy. So now when they try to talk politics, anything that they don't like, I like a lot now. All of a sudden, I don't know why. I just love it all. I don't feed into that, the politics thing, talking about it, like, especially friends. I like actual arguments, and like, apparently not knowing much translates into just, forgot what they called it, I don't know, but extreme mental gymnastics. Because world's chaotic, it's always going to be. That's why you gotta come together and stay together, not like find all this ridiculous, like, unchangeable stuff. Like, I mean, there's a difference with fighting for what you believe and like fighting the people close to you to make them believe something. I don't know. It makes people like practice on their friends or something. I really like just talking to people. Debating is very fun too, as long as it's a debate, not argument. Nobody's just like putting each other down. And then you can't, like, oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, that kind of stuff. Because, I mean, also, like, gotta be honest, especially friends, family. But hopefully it just starts to chill out a little bit, because I really miss a few specific people. But I just know it's not right, it's not time yet. Pajamas. I gotta walk and do some laundry, because little backed up. That's let me call code. Is this like, I do need yeah, exactly. Most people don't know how to debate without getting hello. Take it too personally. Hello. Are you still watching the stream?
Yeah, well, I was like watching it, and then I got a call, and I was like, "It looks like she's still live."
You're live now.
Whoa, that's sweet. Yeah, getting fires ready for biting, I suppose.
Code's streams and videos have been incredible. Just like really getting into it, because Code is a programmer, so he's like really intimate with like technologies and batteries and cores. And
Yeah, but
I
it
really
was
stoked
taking
for
a
that.
Jamie to show me.
Well, we
that
could have
thing.
all the fly tying stuff in the background and anything. It doesn't have to be all fly tying. I really want to get into more like repairs and carpentry and stuff. I want to show more of that before all the. There's a little industrial area in Lake Worth that's probably not going to be
10.
around for much longer, but it's all like studios. Like there's carpenters, there's people that make countertops.
There's a brewery there
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, it would be really nice.
Yeah, and one of the places I went to there was a RC shop where they sell like remote control cars,
Yeah.
and planes, and helicopters and stuff. It'd be
There's
cool to see if it's
still a
there.
miniature. Oh, wait, you know what? It's probably shut down. There's a
better
miniature
not
store
be.
in Lantana.
Was that?
There was a miniature store in Lantana.
Oh.
And the whole place, it had trains, buildings, paint. That's where I used to get really thin paintbrushes and these sanding stones and clamps, a ton of clamps. Miniature
cool.
artists use the best clamps, I swear.
You remember the opening scene in Beetlejuice where he's like making a little town?
No, I haven't seen it in so long. When I was a kid, it was one of my favorites, but that's probably the last time I seen it.
Oh, well, that's good.
Whew.
There's no James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie ever. Yeah. Because last time he went to the dentist, they said no cavities, and then he went back because he has that like really bad jaw pain when he eats from the cancer, because it's like pulling. And finally asked the radiation doctor, who was the only one who had his actual PET scan up, and he was able to show that it is pulling on all of his like jawbone and teeth and stuff. Yeah, they said if he keeps like skipping meals, they're gonna put a tube in his stomach because too hard to eat.
So the two smoke fish are still alive. They're actually really
Whoa, sweet. You could probably throw a shrimp in there and they'll just chew it up. Yeah. No, the tadpoles are different out there. They're beasts in their own right. Yeah, that's I've been trying to find Of Mice and Men, the movie. It's not on Netflix. Well, I really feel work in more ways than one. I know. Well, I'm wearing a skirt, technically. I didn't bring much clothes. Especially not nice clothes, but been trying to dress a lot nicer for the doctors, because it is real. God. Like, yeah, so I try to dress as nice as possible, because my dad has, like, no energy, and all of his clothes are, like, work clothes, so. No. When my dad was getting the scope up his nose, if you see the full video, I might post it eventually, or I could just send it. You see me, because I told him that he shouldn't have moved his leg, baby. He needed some support, so he doesn't, because it's going up your nose, back your throat to see your swallowing and your tongue and everything. And I guess his peen made contact with my dad's knee, and you just see my dad just slowly move his leg out of the way. That guy was really cool, though. We lucked out with that, so. That dude was a trip, cause it's all the whole like process has been the most stressful anything I've ever experienced in my life, and especially all the phone calls, cause never ending, but it was like just such a drained start of the day, and then cause all the other doctors just kind of walk in, say a few things, and then leave, and like no questions answered or anything like that. And it was getting very draining not being able to, like, you know, and because I have all these lists of questions that I want to ask but haven't been able to. And this guy is like, okay, come into my office real quick, and he has the stuff already on his computer, and talking about not hypotheticals but like directly in regards to my dad's case. And he knows the chemo doctor and the lung doctor, like, personally, and so that is also sweet. Yeah, and he's got that personality that makes you forget your present moment, which is ideal. And all the people there are really nice. Yeah, it's too funny though, because he was like, we have to do the scope real quick. And my dad wasn't prepared for any type of, he thought I was just talking. And he's like, will it hurt? And he's like, no, I promise you it won't hurt. And my dad's like, well, if I hurt, or if it hurts, can I take her out? And he just points to his nurse. Thankfully, everyone thought it was hilarious. And the chick's really cool. Like, they're all like, it's just a really comfortable bunch of people. And so he said, of course, or yes. And then, so after the test, my dad was like, damn it, I wanted to take her out. So meaning it didn't hurt. It was really quick. I always wondered about that because I see those scopes a lot, and I always wondered how uncomfortable that is to have something. No, I got the whole thing on video, and it was over in a second. He hardly like moved, and I like was able to like A-E-I-O-U, that type of thing. But now I gotta get a swallowing test to see how he eats, to make sure he doesn't aspirate food. And pizza? I had really good plans yesterday. I was gonna try to do a 3-hour stream, had everything all put together. Best to my ability currently, because I am in the corner of my parents' house. And I haven't lived here in 16 years, so I don't have anything here or anything. And, or a spot or anything. But, yeah, just too chaotic. And my dad's going through the motions of, like, dread, exhaustion, and every emotion the human body could possibly experience every hour. Constantly. What does it say? Like, it's really important that you rest, but it's equally important that my mom and I don't get burnt out because, like, yesterday I could hardly think to such an extent that I couldn't even remember what calls we already made. And we ended up calling in the office, like, again, saying all the stuff I needed to say, like phone number, or name, date of birth, all that. And after, she's like, oh yeah, I just talked to you. I had zero recollection, like, genuinely. That's intense. And the treatment starts will be a lot easier, and then we could have that apartment in the back. And dogs could come. He's gonna be shocked when he comes back and sees that room. Huh. Oh my god. It was so bad. So, my dad's friend stayed in that apartment for a little bit, and he wanted to adopt a dog, and he did, and it was church. And very rambunctious, so he was going to surrender him to a shelter, and I was like, I'll take it. Will is looking for a dog because his dog is elderly, so she needs a youthful pup and like all that, and it worked out really well. But when I found him, his had like a leash on, but it kept getting stuck. So every time I went back there, he was stuck, like with his face stuck. And then the one time there was no water bowl, and it was hot as shit. I knocked on that door so fast, and it's like, yeah, it was like, I think he left his water bowl outside or inside or something like that. Because there usually was a water bowl out there, but he's an elderly man. He actually now lives in an old folks care senior care facility, so he's elderly and in really rough shape himself. So he was in no position to take. I told him a cat, get a lap cat, something to purr on your lap, watch movies, and that kind of thing, or a teddy bear. But some rosary, a teddy bear, and some rosary beads. Yeah. Well, he lives in the same place my dad gets his hair cut. I can't wait until I could live there. It is upscale. He just lives and grew up in a gated community. It's true though. Hey, I take great offense to that. Walter's always talking so much shit about Lake Worth. Well, that talking about the city, how it's run, fair game. Talking about the locals, the kitschiness, the eclectic behaviors on full display. Not fair game. That is, yeah, like worth special. Yeah, no. I'm sure I walked by so many times too because That's where I used to get the fish. There's a meat market still there called Madam Meat Market. So whole snapper, whole tilapia, whole fish, $1.76. So I used to eat really good, even though it's not everyone's favorite fish, but $1.76 for a whole fish. And yeah, it's still there. And then the snapper. Mhm. I used to do it this way with the tilapia snapper. You could just cook it as is. Is this dead? Oh, my phone's dead. But the tilapia, you want to get a good sauce together. It just makes it so much better. And it's just butter, curry powder, honey, ginger, and any other stuff you could find. Jalapenos and portions. And really good. It's like sweet, curry-y. So like all senses are fulfilled by one tilapia.
That sounds amazing, but like one of the things I was most impressed with the snapper, right? You got it at like Archie's, and they have like whole snappers in it, like from like decent bucks, which is a good deal.
Yeah.
All it did with it was like
Right.
season it lemon.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I want the wok to do that with minimal
Yeah.
oil.
Did you see if they obviously gutted the fish, right? It was just like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just gut it, clean it. Like the whole tilapia fish came gutted, so it was whole, but the guts were all gone. If you go on my Facebook photos, there should be a public. It might not. Well, it should be at least not privated folder called Eats, and there's at least pictures of the tilapia.
Okay. So you have to take that because I would be down to give that a go.
Yeah, found another hot plate too, so I could cook back there, and go to the Madam Meat Market because or Food Town. Food Town. I finally got my dad to watch the video, and his mind was blown. All the meat. He kept asking where it is, and he's like, "This is on military," because he knows all the fish. It's all the fish we swim with or pull up,
No, but
and
do they leave the sea grunts in there?
yeah,
Blue
they have
stripe grunts.
grunts, blue
Yeah.
striped grunts.
That was
They had sand perch. Majar, he couldn't believe the sand perch, cause
I know it's my favorite fish. You got me on Food Town.
yeah,
It's like an epic story in a way, but like had stuff from like all over the world.
yeah,
Stuff that like
global.
Indians would bring to like Nigeria that like before like Canadian food was all there. That place is brilliant.
I don't know. I should have just had this on speaker the whole time, cause this like could also have guests this way, cause could do
Hello.
camera. Yeah, I actually did. The first guest I ever had was Teddy.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was cause he was on a call like this.
well, Jamie's not been watching my streams, but I've been having guests on mine because I create my own technology, and it's worked out fantastic. And I've been begging Jamie every day. I'm like, Jamie, come and join me. Here's a link. And she's like,
He
okay.
knows I get woken up at like 7 in the morning here, sometimes earlier, and he doesn't go on until like midnight.
Oh my god.
I could totally come on and like sleep a little bit.
Alright, you know what? We'll try it earlier tonight. How's it set? I'm going to send you a link. And you're going to pop on just to say hello for 5-10 minutes.
Like
And we're going to talk
7.
about Food Town, okay?
Like 7's good.
7?
Yeah. Like I try to go on
God.
at 5 every day, but that's like exactly what my parents eat early. And
Yeah, very early. Very, very UK in that sense.
yeah. So I might actually start taking like an hour or two nap in the middle of the day and doing streams late at night because it'll be the quietest. My
Yeah.
dad's really into action movies. Desperately trying to get him to check out a different genre that has more
You trying to get him
equalized.
an anime?
Yeah.
Hentai. I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
sure if I got him into anime though, he would find that on his own. He's destroyed many phones. He knows now that there are no women 25 miles away that want to talk to him.
Yeah, the MILF does not want to say hello.
I'm glad that they know about AI and stuff like that because I was dreading. I feel like everyone has to have that conversation with, just like how their parents have to have conversations about like D-rugs and like that kind of thing, and sexes. But it's like the opposite. Gotta talk to him about scams, all the different types of scams.
So along that note, I was watching like this developer streamer last night, and he's like, I called up my bank, and I was like, well, he went in person actually, didn't call them up. That's the whole point. And he's like, look, if anyone ever calls to transfer money, do not do it. If I'm not physically in this branch, do not transfer the money, because people can just clone my voice and say transfer XYZ to this place. You know, he has hundreds
Wow,
of thousands of hours of content.
that's
out
gonna
there, just
bring
like
back like in-person stuff. I feel like people are gonna have to go in person more, because I mean,
Exactly.
your AI generated voice, and this was like 2 years ago, maybe a little less. His AI generated voice, not much. Didn't try Walter's, but mine, I didn't think it was gonna get my weird like speech patterns or anything. It sounded just like me.
It did. It did. It tried to give me an American accent.
Scotland. Fake fishing, Scotland. This is Code Luck. He's got a channel. It's more so
Jamie
like the
Lynn
tech
for
side
idiot.
of everything, and but also fishing and ocean footage, and but all the Kento stuff's gonna be updated there, and oh, my battery's low. Should be good. I could plug in the battery. I have the tripod plugged into that battery because I keep forgetting to turn it off.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Jamie lands on her feet.
No. I already have a hard time thinking straight and like organized, but oh my gosh. Let me grab some more coffee.
Please get Teddy on a live stream though. I'd love to see that. I know you've done it before, but I'd have to see that.
I think he's really trying to make the time on it.
You know why, right?
Baby voice? Drinking black coffee out of milk. Oh, it is still on. Hello. I had to pick up the phone. I'm not sure if it caught that or if the stream like paused, but parents are on the way back. My dad's got no cavities, so he could start the chemo treatment. Now all we need is a lung biopsy and a swallowing test. Whew, it's gonna be brutal. And the swallowing test, the closest appointment they had was March 18th. That's no good. It's gotta be like within the week. So every day I have to call the office to see if there's any cancellations. And and a lot of the offices, you know, have a ton of patients, so they don't answer the phone. You gotta leave a message. But I like that call-in setup. So gotta plan it like probably will be tying back here for the next little bit, just until I could clean that room back there. And paint it white, but which that'll just take a day, and then, you know, a day of drying, I'm guessing. And so I'll be back here for a little bit, but it would be nice to get call-ins, because sometimes I miss comments, and you could just call in through Messenger, and it'll just sit here. The phone will sit there, and could also share screen if you're, and I could hold the phone up to the camera. Question: do you want the feathers like this, or together? Look at this, nice and neat. Hope everyone's day is going good. I think this is the earliest stream I've done in a really long time. I probably be on quite early tomorrow, and hopefully get some really cool like drone shots with code. I really want to learn how to fly drones, because even while I'm here, I could be flying that over the golf course or intercoastal. I left my computer open so I could hear the phone ring and realize it's connected. So that was one. It's one of the longer tail. Out of the way. I'll cut that more, but just clean it up a little bit. Make it a little bit easier. Tiny and big boy. I'm not sure if, oh, I don't know why I said that so loud. I'm not sure if I should do the like under wrap. Probably won't. Tell you what, I'm really excited to get the hang of these, because it's like like these and Clouser minnows, it's like everything is thought through on them, and that's a good bulk of the work, I feel. I always feel that when reading crochet patterns, like, wow, they put in a lot of work. Counting every stitch, adjusting every stitch, making sure the pattern works in a variety of sizes. really incredible. Using the camera to kind of keep an eye out. Hey Brian, how you doing today? Making my dad some Deceivers. Also trying to make more combinations. Dad's been trying to rest, but he's a very rambunctious individual. And so and he really likes action movies, which is 90% explosions and car crashes and guns with too much ammo. Thank woman. Alright, so I'm gonna get some lead up in here. Work. Hands. Hands are a little chilly still. As excited I am for the heater to be working, that also means the AC works. And my mom is a huge fan of the AC. It's closer to me, so I'm not like... Looks like there is a Gollum filter or something. Oop. So buttery. Literally lead. I forgot a cup of water again. So this is head cement, however, it's goopier. I like using it for the lead. Kind of have to anyway right now because very low on penetrator, which is definitely my favorite. I slipped. I'll just do a few passes over all this. Kind of make a cocoon, or like a spider wrapping its prey. Yeah, I gotta do laundry today. I'm trying to focus on just getting treatment going, because then it could all go on autopilot as long as none of these appointments are missed. Can start organizing tools. I'm trying to find some shelves, at least like shelves that could take weight for in this room. Get all the other stuff out and replace with shelves, because then I could organize all the tools without having them needing to get unorganized. So always will know where screws, nails, hammers, screwdrivers, all that will be. Very nice. Kind of want to try to like dome this flash. Like not have it along the back, but also not the sides. Kind of like a cap. So like up and slightly to the side. Come on. Beautiful. And since adding, yeah, I think I like that a little bit more because that's gonna fall through the feathers, I think, a little better than how I was adding it before. Got something in my eye. I have. Now, where's my little piece of Alright, bottom book. I think I'll add the feathers right here along the barrel of the lead, if you will. And finally gonna go for the purple. Oh yeah, really something in my eye. I'm wanting to add some purple and black stripes to these. That's tacked. Okay. This other guy. Oops, back. Try to get those back nice and back a little vibrant. Alright. Some of this thin glue. Just make sure those don't go nowhere. Just getting this nice and covered. Oh, no. Ooh, there it goes. I was about to say, I'm a little nervous about this hump, but got a good amount of glue in there. Make a nice taper. Okay. Okay, now I get some of that top or bottom. Some bottom buck on there. Get the, oh, the fluff. Well past the hook. Glue. A little bit of glue in here. I think I might have went a little long on it. It's on the top book. Here, you know what? Just gonna have to try to set that down. Let me get this looking a little bit. I was dropped a few though. Glue. Try to get some of this a little more cleaned up. This will fit. Definitely gonna have to clean these scissors. The only ones I got with me. Okay. Time for the gills. Try to get some of this build up off the scissors. Gills don't have to be super thick. And I also want to use some hackle for gills. There's some really bright red. I really like the black stripes. I think the next one I'm gonna add 2, like directly overlaid with each other. Hopefully get a little bit more vibrance, and then also add some pearl tinsel to the mix of flash. Meant to do that this go around. Okay, got our chartreuse. Lefty said he never sees chartreuse and nature. Well, like this mixture, chartreuse and white in nature, which I don't know. But one of his friends would say, if it ain't chartreuse, it ain't no use. Glue. Like really in there. Didn't mean to do that off camera. Okay, let me just get in there. Shit. Hold on, I'll be back. I just realized I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just like overdoing this. My parents just go home, so gonna just cement this. Okay. So let me just use this. You're good.
Can you do 2 pills for me?
Yeah.
They really stretch my neck out and everything.
Yeah. That's it. I
Okay.
gotta, yeah. I gotta grab the bottle down. My dad's
You
kit.
got,
I gotta go get my dad's medicines to keep his neck from, what's that called? A blood clot. So I gotta just get the box down and put a cup of water and let it disintegrate a little bit. He can't swallow it right now because there's a big spot missing in his throat from a biopsy. So I got purple black stripe, little deceiver, and gonna be back on either tonight, like much later tonight, or early tomorrow. And gonna make more deceivers. Want to make a bunch. So I'm gonna put her back up here. Let her dry. Slowly getting back in the hang of tying these, which very stoked on that. And still looking for some better quality flash and all that. I'll let her dry. Okay. Everything's okay. I'll let her dry. So anyway, love y'all. Have a beautiful evening. Gonna go help my dad with his meds. And yeah, happy Friday indeed. Code luck. See you soon. Team Quack Attack. Lovely seeing you as always. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And if there's any patterns, never hesitate. And if anybody wants to call in, do the messenger thing. I think that's brilliant. But before all hell breaks loose, happy trails. Love you all. Beautiful day. All right. Okay.